Okay, let's go on to video number 2 here. I'm making these suckers for ages, including for a few different people. Although we're only talking about $6 here. You saw the prior video about the really cool effects. Now, I've seen countless thousands of photographs where actually glitter is used as like makeup, or it's thrown in the air and it makes for really fascinating flash photography, but I never saw anybody else doing this. But the effect is unmatched. And you're thinking, well, you know, that looks extra fabulous, but how useful is it? And the answer is incredibly useful. Let me go grab my template. I've been using a template for ages. And you can make one yourself, so you can make these reflectors really easy out of various things. I think I made like about 10 of these in the past few years, and I've only used up half a jar of, here's gold glitter. They call this disco, but I've always, it's obviously opalescent glitter. It's $3 a jar. It might be $1 more now. I don't have a silver example here. I've got one somewhere in the house. But here's the silver glitter. But what you saw in the prior video, and then we'll get on to the speed lights, is that I actually created one of these. You need to use black cardstock because you want the background black. And I just used, it's basically, you can get it at your hobby store, like a craft store. It's like an industrial Elmer's strength, Elmer's glue, you know, the school glue. It's basically the same. It's paste, non-toxic glue, and you just smear it out. And then what you do is, you know, you shake your glitter over top, and you make sure you hit every point. And the reason it takes 30 minutes is that you need to roll it out, and you turn it upside down. Of course, glitter will spill everywhere, and the points that it gets where the glue isn't hitting. Then you roll it flat, roll it out, and then you just keep shaking it till you basically fill every hole. So you end up with something like this. And what I did is I had it hanging from one of my illumination, one of my soft boxes here. I'll get it right here in a second. Then I used just a handmade snoot, and these are so useful. These are ultra bright Surefires. They're not photography related. They're actually used by like SWAT and Navy SEALs, and they just last forever. This is a really powerful one, and as you can see here. The further you get away from it, the neater the specular highlights are. Now when you do flash photography with the speed light, using one of these, and here is the opalescent one. As you can see, absolutely fascinating. It'll make an even color, but even though you can obviously get gold reflectors for your speed lights, and orange and yellow gels for your studio strobes, nothing makes this image like... Now this is technically a large glitter. Now you can actually see the actual size of the glitter is about 1.5 millimeters wide, so this is technically what they consider large glitter. But have a look at the cardstock. Here is some of the really neat stuff that I've actually done with macro. And you can actually, you saw in the prior video, I illuminated my face with it, is that... Now check out let me actually turn the light up here off for a second so you can actually see. And I want you to take a look at the black stock over here to the right. You can see how you can actually use this and use it as a light and wall. Now you can't see behind me, the entire wall by about like 15 feet by about 10 feet tall is illuminated, and it really makes for a fascinating light. It makes for really, really neat child photography. People are like, oh, how did you do that? That's so cool. You're taking the shot indoors. What did you do to do that? And it's like, well, here's what I did. So very simple. It said the closer you get, and then what happens with the speed lights is that instead of these specular highlights like you're seeing right now, you see I can vary it as I actually change the angle and change the distance. And it's really, really neat effect for macro photography and child photography. In indoor portraiture, even outdoor portraiture. You've got to get, with a powerful light like this, you got to get about 3.5 to 4 feet away, depending on the intensity of the light. You can actually illuminate it about 4 feet with a strobe and get the same effect, and that is fascinating. That is a fascinating effect. Very easy. Like I said, it'll take you about half an hour to make. By the way, these are incredibly useful. I just use one of the most useful things in the world is always having a pack of of black cardstock. Incredibly useful stuff. Here we go. And I made a little snoot for one of my Surefires out of this. I've got 3 or 4 of them. Extremely handy. And you can fold them up and toss them in your camera bag and use them for stuff like this for macro. But anyway, getting on to the speed lights here. Let's turn off that light. Is that make a template. All you'll need to do is measure the back of your speed light here, and I've actually taken it to the point where another thing you need to have is industrial Velcro. I made videos about that prior. I got industrial Velcro here in the corners, so what it is doing is attaching via the speed light here. Now the base of it is only held in place by an elastic band. You could use rubber bands, you could use Velcro back here if you wanted, but I just attach it here with the band and I bring my Velcro over. Industrial Velcro, not regular Velcro. You can get it at your hardware store. So here we go with that. And here's a gold one. But if you once you make a template and you get it cut right, and this is a template for basically all speed lights, all you have to do is just whip out your black cardstock or whatever and then trace it and cut it out. Lay down some glue, you know, shake out your glitter like you're salting your french fries and pop on. And really, the effect, like I said, it's unmatched. You think that, well, maybe, you know, I've seen plenty of gold snoots. How is this any different than a gold reflector? You know, solid gold reflector like you see in the photography stores. You know, how is it any different? And it is different. It's because you got thousands of little tiny mirrors here, and it gives it a totally different effect. Like I said, with the speed light, you will see none of those specular highlights. Now this will throw from the speed light an aqua color fill, which is neat for various effects. But if you're using your flashlight for macro or for portraiture and you get a couple feet away and you illuminate someone's face, what you can do is create the premise that you're doing photography near the beach or the ocean. I mean, actually, you see there on the cardstock. Let me actually move the cardstock over so you can see it better. Let me change, get about a foot away. Now this one's curved. Let me actually take it off of my speed light so you can get a better representation. If you make an 8x10 one like this, I'll show you get a better representation with it unfolded here. Here we go. And of course close like this. Really, really fascinating light. And there's, you know, I don't know why someone actually isn't selling these. I've never seen anybody sell anything like this. And to get this sort of effect, maybe someone else out there is making them. I've never seen a video on these, and I've never seen anybody selling anything like this. But you can also do a time exposure on someone's face at about 2 seconds if they stand still. It's really neat for macro photography and painting a particular object. Just shifting it around or actually tilting this. The easiest way actually is to do this number. There we go. Very useful. So it makes an incredible effect. Make one, and now this one takes a little bit longer. This one will take you about 25 minutes because once you glue it, you'll need to flatten it out and then go underneath the garbage can and scrape off, you know, the ones that didn't actually stick properly. But you know, once you made it, it'll last you the rest of your life. What I've done is I've actually glued another piece of black cardstock to the back because and there's always a bit that'll always fall off no matter how good you do it. Glued another piece of black cardstock to the back of it. Just incredibly useful. Here they are for your speed lights. You should make a couple of these. At least in gold. You don't necessarily need the opalescent one. I think the opalescent one has a very fascinating effect. There you go. The gold is absolutely the most fascinating. However, you can make up your own mind. So you got gold, silver, and opalescent. And very cool, very cheap. You know, do it while you're scratching your fanny instead of watching your TV show. Make yourself a template that you could use for the rest of your life. So every time you want to make a new one of these, using a different light mod, like I said, part of professional photography is learning how to mod your lights. Like light mod. Learning how to master strobist photography, learning how to master your speed light, learning how to master your studio strobe, but learning how to mod light. It's all about light mod. Well, it's about composition and the mastery of light, but part of the mastery of light is not only knowing how to create it, but how to mod it. So, and a lot of stuff out there isn't for sale. You're going to have to create stuff like this yourself. Anyway, that's how you do it, and it has awesome results, and it's just excellent for face portraiture and babies. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.